Hey everybody, this is Aaron with Scent of Samadhi, and what we're going to be doing today is Oud Yusuf pure parfum spray format, right? And so I keep trying to make these videos and it just keeps messing up. So I'm just going to go right into it and let's spray a little bit on here. Just a little bit. This stuff is incredibly potent. You do not need a lot of it. Okay. Wow. Wow. Do a little dance. Oh man. It's not often a, a perfume can do this, right? It evokes an almost emotional response. There's a part of me that almost wants to tear up just a little bit because this does remind me of just how beautiful Oud Yusuf the oil was, right? And not only is it true and reminiscent to the oil itself, but it is just absolutely stunning. I would go so far as to say that this might be hands down the best perfume Ensar has crafted yet. Oh, so right up front, you get this almost mood lifting, altering kind of oudiness, right? It's this oudiness that has this kind of supple, leathery kind of just I'm at a loss for words, honestly. Like this is unreal, man. I smell lilacs. I smell ginger. I smell fresh spices, right? You smell the earthiness of the oud itself. And I don't know if any animalics were used in this. I didn't quite look, right? But there is a certain muskiness here. Now, it's not like necessarily deer musk, but it is a slight tinge of this kind of beautiful animalic facet that could be coming from the oud itself. I know there is several different ouds used in this. I could be wrong on that. That's just some of the stuff I've seen. But most definitely, this is Oud Yusuf, right? This is that beautiful, ripe apricot flavor. When you bite into it and you can taste the big seed in the middle, you know, and you can feel the soft, smooth skin of the apricot itself. That is quite literally what we have here. And not only is this supple, it's juicy, it's sweet, and it's bitter. There's a kind of bitter herbal facet to it that is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, man. This is good. If you've been on the fence about Oud Yusuf, it pains me to say it, but you should probably buy it. You know, this, I think hands down, this is probably the greatest thing that I've smelled in quite a while. You know, it's very often, or it's not very often that something literally leaves me speechless. You know, I try to spitball these things, right? And just kind of see what comes up. And this quite literally stopped me in my tracks. So take that for what it is, right? It's hard to find words to describe this because it's the experience of smelling an exquisite oud in a spray format. But not just that, it's so incredibly unique. Nothing else smells like this on the market. There is quite a few apricot scents out there right now, right? One of my favorites being Back by Slumber House. It's this beautiful, boozy apricot tobacco scent, right? And that's like a muddled fruit apricot, right? Where it's like, not only is it overripe, but it's fermented. This is just a very ripe apricot. And oh my God, is it amazing. You don't even have to smell it because it just envelops you, you know? Like I almost feel like I might be going a little nose blind now. I might have overdone it. I'm very sensitive to these complex notes, right? It make my nose just stops working. I might have to wear my mask for a while to like really get this coming back to me. So be careful with how much you spray because from the sample, I barely let any of it go onto my forearm. as you saw, and this is incredibly intense. So keep that in mind. A little goes a long way with this. And I think actually testing just a few drops at a time might be your best bet to like really understand just the nuances of this, and then go crazy spraying it, right? And so, this is a scent that I feel already wins perfume of the year, right? Like, we need more oud perfumes that are actually oud forward and not just compositions that use whoever's oud in the base and then they slap a $400, $300 price tag, whatever, and then go, hey guys, check it out. Here's my oud perfume and it smells nothing like oud. If you're like me, it's like, if you love this stuff, man, why not show it, Why not make a perfume that allows you to truly experience the complexity of the oud instead of trying to castrate it, to neutralize it, to where it's just this thing in the base, man. It bothers me, And it bothers me because I love this stuff. Like, Oud Yusuf was the very first oil that I ever connected with. It was the very first oil I actually ever smelled, and it was a 2002 version. It was sent to me as a gift from Ensar with my very first order of anything oud-based with EO1 when it was first released. And so I was able to get Salt and Leather Attar and Oud Yusuf as samples in that first order that I ever made, and it absolutely changed my life. Now, what's great about Oud Yusuf is that the oil itself was made from trees that were decades old on a plantation, right? Coming from Thailand, where the norm are young trees that are maybe 5 to 10 years old with a 1 or 2 year old infection that needs all sorts of like gnarly fermentation to even get any of the juice out. And even then you get barn and then fruit, and it's just very thin, right? But Oud Yusuf completely shattered the notion that a plantation Thai could be anything other than beautiful, right? It completely changed the game for what can happen when you allow a tree to fully mature, right? And not only just fully mature, but the infection itself, I think, was well over a decade or 2 decades old, and it shows, right? It's incredibly complex. It's deep. It's fruity, but not just fruit. It's apricot, right? And it's like, how do you get that out of an oil? How do you get that from the tree itself? And so that's what this is. And it is gorgeous. It does smell like Ensar used, when he says baking spices, yeah, there's some nice baking spices in here. I smell maybe hints of cardamom. It does smell like there might even be a little bit of oak moss in here. I could be wrong on that. That could be from the oud itself. I even pick up a little bit of orange blossom and jasmine, right? And I don't know if that, once again, is an ingredient added or if that's a facet of the oud, And if you have smelled Oud Yusuf, you would know 100% that what you're smelling here, this is Oud Yusuf. And I think that's important to note, that this is a soliflare of Oud Yusuf, the oil. Now, if you're not a fan of the spray format pure parfums from Ensar because of sometimes the challenges that they can pose, this completely destroys the notion that, Ensar just creates simply challenging fragrances. There's nothing challenging about this. Even from a beginner standpoint, I don't find this challenging in the slightest bit. There is a brief moment where there is a slight animalic nuance in the opening, but that quickly dissipates. And honestly, I wish that was just a little bit longer. Now it's just all Oud Yusuf, man. This is quite literally that oil. And I feel like it's becoming more and more popular to do these oud soliflares from distillers themselves, right? When the distillers are taking their hand at trying to create perfumes, we're seeing more and more of these soliflares. And I think this is beautiful, and I think it's absolutely brilliant, right? Because I'm so sick of people saying, well, this has Ensar's oud in it. This is in the base. This is this. This is that. When it's like, why? Like, why buy it, right? When you can just go straight to the horse's mouth, man, and just get that thing. I don't want Oud Yusuf buried. I don't want Oud Yusuf to be the base of a composition with a whole bunch of other aromatics on top of it, right? I don't want that, especially if I'm going to pay premium price for it. And that leads me to another thing, right? Like, when it comes to enjoying a scent, who cares about the price? Okay, all of this stuff is a luxury anyways. And so if something's too expensive for you, don't buy it, right? There's no point in complaining. There's no point in criticizing that, right? Because I found myself doing the exact same thing. And I had to stop myself and truly ask myself, what am I doing? You know, perfumery is meant to be enjoyed. This stuff is quite literally medicine. Why not enjoy it as medicine? Why not enjoy it for what it is, you know? And it's just this beautiful connection with the world around us through our senses, right? It's the sensory experience of bliss. So why attach any other strings to it, right? Obviously, it costs money. We all have jobs, or else we wouldn't be buying this stuff. So just buy it if it's what you want. I'm tired of being that person who finds reasons to negate the beauty of something. I've been doing it far too long. And while I love this stuff, it's so easy to get caught up in the dramas of the inner workings of these things, of the marketing, of he said, she said, of the Oud community itself, you know? And I think moving forward, this is a good reminder to just enjoy the fragrance, you know? Just allow it to envelop your senses, to immerse yourself in the beauty of oud, to immerse yourself in the beauty of natural aromatics. And I hope going forward in the future, especially now we're going into 2021, you know, we need more of this positivity. We need these fragrances to uplift us, and we need to allow this community to uplift us as well. And I think that's something that is so beautiful about perfumery, is that the community is absolutely amazing. And so I would like to ask moving forward that if any of us encounter these trolls, these people being negative, whatever, let's not fight it with negativity anymore. Let's fight it with love. Let's let the perfume do the speaking and just let it be that, you know? And I think instead of getting into the dramas of the community, we can take it upon ourselves to put out the vibes that we want to see. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And it's really cool that just wearing this perfume right now is allowing this kind of free-flowing thought to elicit itself through my mouth, right? Like, it's just spitballing out. And that says something too about the nature of this scent. It's healing to both the soul, your mind, body, spirit, whatever. If you're a science person, you know, I'm pretty sure if you were to put me under an MRI right now, you would see that those pleasure centers in my brain that kind of misfire, you know, are probably going crazy right now, releasing massive loads of endorphins that I often desperately need, you know. And this is an absolutely a beautiful reminder that life is more than just pettiness, you know? Life is more than just material wealth and this constant pursuit of trying to find the next best thing. This is a good reminder to stop and just breathe. To just breathe and experience the beauty of nature, man. This is a gift. Whether you want to say it's God, or whether you want to say it's nature, or whether it's both, I don't care. This is a gift. And this is something that I think I took for granted. But no more, you know? We only get one chance, I think, in this lifetime to truly understand our senses and to truly connect with the world. So let's connect, man. Let's use our noses, you know? Let's create these connections with people. Let's, you know, spread positivity and light. I mean, that's spirituality, if you ask me, you know. And I don't think it takes somebody being spiritual to understand that, this is living proof that this tree, man, agarwood has a soul to it. And that soul is on my skin right now, and I'm experiencing it. It's becoming a part of me. I dream about this stuff, man. And if you're anything like me, and you've had those dreams where you're standing in an agarwood jungle, somewhere in, I don't know, Indonesia or China or Assam, anywhere, right? And you're just feeling the wood and you're touching it, and you can feel the cooling effect of the humidity from the tree itself. Like it's a trip what this stuff does. It transports you. So let's let it transport us into a higher place, right? So if you've listened this far, cool. I don't know if this was even that good of a review on Oud Yusuf itself, rather than a commentary on how I feel about the state of the world and even myself. But I hope you found some, benefit in this, and I hope that you buy Oud Yusuf, especially because something like this isn't going to come around often. And just sitting here, I'm speechless, man. So thank you for watching. I got quite a few more reviews coming. This is going to be a busy year for me. I think up next I'm going to be doing EO Red, Green, and Black, followed by some Ahom Oud, which used to be a Garwood Assam. I'm going to be doing Itter Kafila, Naga Tabak, and Shamama Attar, which are 3 new compositions. 2 of them have not been released yet, and I was lucky enough to get a sample. So if you're into that sort of thing, stay tuned, because this is what's coming up. All right, bye everybody.